Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for October 26, 2023. Please leave a comment, like, and share. And in the news this evening, manhunt launched for escapee. The Spanish Town Police in St. Catherine have launched a manhunt for 25-year-old Nathan Witter, an inmate at the Tamarind Farm Adult Correctional Center who escaped from custody on Thursday. Reports are that about 11:36 a.m., Witter, who was charged with the illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition, was among a group of inmates working on the farm under supervision. According to the police, he was seen running towards the main road, and the officers on the ground gave chase. Witter was able to elude the correctional officers. The Spanish Town Police are appealing to anyone with information on the whereabouts of Nathan Witter to contact them at 876-984-2305, Police 119 emergency number, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. Meanwhile, the police are reminding members of the public that it is a criminal offense to harbor a fugitive. Man pleads guilty in murder of Paulwell's daughter and the child's mother. One of three men charged in relation to the abduction and murder of 27-year-old Tashana Patterson and her 10-month-old daughter Saroya Paulwell has pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of kidnapping. The defendant entered the plea before Supreme Court Judge Justice Lorna Shelley Williams on Thursday afternoon. He is to return to court on November 15 for sentencing. The man is among 4 persons charged with the massacre killing of mother and a child whose father is Member of Parliament Philip Paulwell. U.S. Navy Petty Officer Leota Bradshaw, who also shares a child with Paulwell, is alleged to be the mastermind behind a murder-for-hire plot that claimed the lives of Patterson and her daughter. Trial pushed back for man accused of girlfriend's stabbing death. The trial of a St. Catherine man charged with the stabbing death of his girlfriend in her home has been pushed back to January 17 next year. The matter could not proceed in the St. Catherine Circuit Court today because the other cases are before the court. 35-year-old Sherwin Billy Collins was further remanded. He is being accused of killing Elisa Patience, a 24-year-old hairdresser of Dunfermline, Louisville, St. Catherine. Allegations are that on August 21, 2022, Patience was at home when Collins used a knife to stab her. She died from the injuries received. Collins was subsequently arrested and charged with murder by the Shady Grove police. He has made numerous court appearances and has maintained his innocence. Absent defendant stalls a trial of men accused of killing St. Catherine custom broker. The absence of one of the men implicated in the 2019 murder of their friend, a St. Catherine custom broker, on Monday resulted in the trial date being postponed to December 2, 2024 in the Home Circuit Court. Omar Ob Campbell of Portmore St. Catherine and Andre Buckham are charged for the June 24, 2019 killing of 27-year-old Julian Chen, who was gunned down on Harbor Street in downtown Kingston. Campbell is accused of shooting his friend to death in an unprovoked incident after assisting him with a transportation from Marcus Garvey Drive, where his motorcycle had developed mechanical problems. According to police reports, Chen was reportedly traveling on Marcus Garvey Drive in the wee hours when his motorbike broke down. It is further reported that contact was made with Campbell, who organized assistance for Chen to be picked up. He had also traveled to Marcus Garvey Drive. Chen was reportedly picked up in his minivan by Buckham and transported to Harbor Street. However, after exiting the vehicle, he was reportedly shot and killed by Campbell, who had been traveling in another vehicle. Chen's body was reportedly found by the police around 2:30 a.m. with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to his head. The police later theorized that Chen was killed as a result of an internal gang feud. On Monday, when the case was called up for trial, calls for Buckham to appear in court went unanswered. His attorney at law, Diane Jobson, told the court that she was not surprised that he was not answering and that she had been informed that he was shot and injured. The lawyer consequently asked for a warrant for her client to be stayed, while indicating that the sole eyewitness in the matter was also not present when the matter was mentioned on a previous court date in June. Consequently, the trial date was rescheduled to December 2 of next year, and a pretrial hearing was also scheduled for September 2 of next year. In the meantime, Campbell's bail was extended. Attorney-at-law Kemar Robinson is representing Campbell. 2 Haitian women still in St. Elizabeth lockup despite paying fees. 2 Haitian women who paid their fines after pleading guilty to illegal entry remain in custody at the Santa Cruz police station in St. Elizabeth. Attorney Thomas Levine says his clients, 43-year-old Miss Glenn Andemet and the 37-year-old Odinette Yistal, pleaded guilty to the charge on August 3 and were each fined $7,000 or 6 months imprisonment. On Wednesday, Mr. Levine sought an explanation from the court for the basis on which the women remain in custody at the cell block, which has been declared unfit for use. The lockup was ordered closed in late August following an inspection by representatives from the Ministry of National Security. Mr. Levine, who indicated his intention to raise the issue again Thursday, told the court that the condition of the lockup is inhumane as the women have to sleep on the floor and there is no privacy. He requested that a representative from the Passport Immigration and the Citizenship Agency and the police attend the court to explain the reason for keeping the Haitians in custody. The women told the court that they have been living in Jamaica for several years, are in stable relationships, and have initiated steps to seek asylum. MP claims victimization as a collapsed Troy Bridge yet to be replaced. Member of Parliament for North West Manchester, Michael Phillips, believes he is being victimized to the detriment of residents who are dependent on the Troy Bridge on the southern Trelawney-Manchester border. The bridge is yet to be replaced 2 years after it collapsed. Mr. Phillips has been lobbying for a replacement bridge as some residents have been using a risky makeshift structure. The MP, speaking with a journalist while on a tour of the bridge with opposition leader Mark Golding on Wednesday, said there appears to be no urgency to address the issue. He said he was told that the procurement is still with the Ministry of Finance, who is, after 2 years, still trying to determine if this should be dealt with as an emergency.
As I was told by the National Works Agency, is that the procurement is still with the Ministry of Finance, who is, after 2 years, is still trying to determine if this should be dealt with as an emergency. I've said to the Prime Minister that this cannot be so. There are multiple other communities here in Manchester, in St. Elizabeth, right across the island, in Portland, that have a similar situation like this. And if we are really to serve the people, we can't respond in the manner that the government is responding now. If it is that they're trying to victimize me, then that is another case. But don't victimize the people at the same time when you're trying to victimize me because I'm not a member of the government. Well, when persons are seeking jobs, sometimes they don't try to understand how the process works. And, you know, I guess Mr. Young, who wants the job of Member of Parliament, ought to do his research on how it is that government operates, how it is that the responsibility you have as a Member of Parliament. If it was for a private sector being able to build bridges across the island, then I guess that Jamaica would not have any bridges that would need any repair.
Couple shot dead near school in Salt Springs, St. James. Gunmen struck in Salt Springs, St. James this afternoon, leaving a man and a woman dead. The news was informed that the victims were fatally shot in front of Salt Spring Primary School, causing panic among the student population. Acting principal of the school, Julian Taylor, told the news that it was a traumatic experience for teachers and the students.
In terms of the children, they were nervous and panicky. Some children even peed and defecated on themselves because of the trauma, right? It's so sad that this had to happen in such close proximity to the school. Teachers and students are a little shaken up, right? So, you know, it has been a day. When we heard children were under the tables, teachers were under their desks, we had to do that. You know, it wasn't a good feeling today.
It is reported that the couple was traveling in a taxi from their home in Flower Hill when, on reaching a section of the Salt Spring Main Road, they were taken out of the vehicle and shot by unknown assailants. St. James has recorded more than 150 cases of murder since January, the highest in the country. Holistic approach needed to fight crime, says Mitchell. Businessman and the former president of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Howard Mitchell, is calling for a holistic approach to the fight against the crime. The latest Business Confidence survey, commissioned by the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce for the quarter ended September, found that 43% of businesses feel crime is the most critical issue affecting Jamaica. Mr. Mitchell believes that the crime situation has been allowed to fester due to a complex series of failures over many years, and it cannot be fixed in the blink of an eye. He admitted that progress is being made, but said there are deep-rooted issues that must be addressed.
For the longer term, we have to address the social re-engineering of our society, and we have to address the inequality issues that exist. Unemployment in Jamaica is at its lowest level ever. Crime is not purely an economic issue. To a great extent, a sociological issue, and we have to look at those root causes and deal with it. And the other prong of the approach has to be that our legislative processes have to improve. Look how long we've been talking about unexplained wealth. Look how long we've been talking about some of the legislative improvements to our judicial process. If people believe that the El Salvador solution is the answer to this, then you're sadly mistaken. Because if you lock up all these young people and throw them into inadequate circumstances where there's no rehabilitation, all you're doing is sending them to the University of Crime.